In hindsight, the surgery for Nick back when he did the Achilles and Lysa got that little bit of a run of it after a slow start, is that going to be a huge advantage for you because you know now that he can probably do it on his own?
Oh, yeah, look, I think Scott's ready to take on the mantle. He's got no choice at the moment. But the fact he's had experience for 5 or 6 weeks in that role, under a little bit of duress when he was playing as well with his body. But I think he's performed really well this year. I think he's probably had his best season so far. And, yeah, we're keen to see what he's got left in store for us.
His attack on the footy last weekend was pretty impressive. His marking is getting better and better. Is that a fair comment?
Yeah, he finds the ball. He's got good speed and he competes well on the ruck. So he obviously he's been playing second ruck role behind Nick, but I think he can hold his own.
Who plays your second ruck role now behind Scotty Lysa?
Yeah, we're still working through that. We're going to take all of our emergencies over today. It's a bit early in the week for a Friday night game, and we travel a few days out. So we'll take all 3 emergencies, and you'll find out Thursday afternoon. Yeah, we'll have to wait till then.
Will Giles be one of those?
He'll travel.
Obviously, when Nick was out that 6-week period, you changed up the dynamic a fair bit with Gov pinched hit a tiny bit, Mitch Brown. Obviously, looking back at that now, does it clear it up at all going into the next couple of weeks in finals as well?
Not really. It was good to see that we could trial a few things. I wouldn't say any of them were, above the other. So it depends on who you play as well and what kind of matchups you want. So we'll keep working our way through that. But if we can get Scott up and playing, and we'll worry about the second ruck situation. We'll let that unfold next couple of weeks.
Even when Nick was recovering from his Achilles, you were really strong in sort of saying you don't want to be a one-man team, you want to develop others and so on. Are you convinced that you've got that readiness now for this and the finals and next year?
Well, look, there's been a lot of negative talk on the back of Nick and the fact our season's over and next season's over as well because he's not going to be available. I don't buy into that, and I'll be really disappointed if we can't advance any further without Nick. And obviously he's a good player and he's one of our best players, but we think there's enough talent and drive on our side to keep moving forward. So it'd be ridiculous for me to think that we can't win without him, and our players don't believe that either.
Another factor that say myself looked at why you didn't have Nick was that you were relying on 2 or 3 ground level boys. In the last couple of weeks, have you been far more comfortable with the broader spread of efforts from a lot more of the...
Yeah, I have been, yeah. I think that's been probably the next step we've taken in the last 4 or 5 weeks is we've got more an even spread. Yeah, we haven't had to rely on 1 or 2 players, which has always been something we've been working on this year. It's probably been a little bit off. Our role players and players who performed really well for us last year haven't hit the same mark. So I think the last couple of weeks we've all seen some advancement in that, it's helped us for sure.
When Nick's been obviously licensed in his backup, why isn't it automatically that when licensed in, Giles becomes his backup from a structural point of view?
Yeah, well, we've got Nick and Scott are obviously almost the best combination in the AFL. So every player's different, and sometimes there's just replace a ruck with a ruck, and sometimes it's what can you do to expose and try something a little bit different. So we needed to scratch that itch a little bit to see what's out there with our list, and that's what we're still doing.
Do you need to make a call from now and the rest of the finals on what the structure's going to be from this week? Or
not necessarily. Yeah, no, I think we'll just weigh up who we're playing and what's the best fit at the moment.
So does Mitch Brown travel as well?
He will travel as well, yes.
Okay. And Tommy Barras, definite?
Yeah, I'll leave it till Thursday. What day is the day? Wednesday. Yeah, let's worry about that in a couple of days.
How's Nick holding up?
Oh, he's getting his operation today, so fingers crossed it all goes well and gets on with his recovery.
Have you been surprised by his attitude being semi-positive, or is that always going to be Nick?
Oh, it's always been Nick, and it's not the first guy to do his knee, so he's important for us, and obviously he's devastated about the short term, but long term we think he's going to be fine. He's still 26, I think, so there's still lots of footy left in Nick.
Does Tommy Barras at the moment sit ahead of the ledger than Eric at the moment in terms of coming back in that position?
That's a good rounded question to see if he's playing. So let's just wait until Barras. We're really happy with Barras's form, and I think Eric's been pretty solid as well. Barras is different because he's young and he's developing, so there's still probably another few years of experience to get under his belt before he sees his max. and we know what we're going to get out of Eric. So that's what we're going to weigh up.
How much do you lock down on Adelaide's tall forwards, or try to use that as the springboard to create the run off the half-back line and propel you into the attack?
Yeah, that is a good question. It's, their leading goal scorer is Eddie Betts. So they got, the toughest forward line in the comp to play against because they're the highest scoring side. They defend really well, and they're always playing pretty attacking footy. So we just can't focus on one particular area. We've got to get it done together, and they're all dangerous.
You did a good job on Cyril last week. Did you go in with similar sorts of thoughts?
Yeah. Well, it helps when you concede 40 to 45 inside 50s. In the past against Hawthorn, we've conceded 65 plus, and I reckon you give your forwards a pretty good look when that happens. So a lot of the work we did on the weekend was based on what we did up the ground, and that's got to be the plan again this week. We can't concede plus 60 inside 50s against that type of forward line because they'll score over 120 points. Oh, he'll be fine. Yeah, he got a knock to his knee, but he's had that before. So he's been managing that all year. So, we'll get him through.
Is there ever any sort of doubt on him playing this week?
A little bit. But like I said, he's had this type of knock to his knee 2 or 3 times, and he's always come up and he's pulled up really well. So just management early in the week, and he'll train tomorrow and he'll play.
How many times do you mention where you can finish if you get the win, or is that not even a consideration to be telling the players? Well, how do you approach that?
Pretty simple. If we win, we play at home, and that's as much as we need to know.
And you tell the players that?
Oh, they know that. Yeah, we all know that. Oh, look, I thought, our work to make finals was done a few weeks ago, so now it's about finishing as high as we can. And it's such a tight year, isn't it? I mean, percentages come into play heavily this year as well. We haven't been able to match it with our percentage, so we need that extra win to play that home final. So, we could have 15 wins and finish 7th, which probably hasn't happened very much. So we understand it's tight, and we understand how important this game is.
Can I ask about Nick and missing 2017? Does that change your recruiting or trade decisions coming up?
Well, that's an interesting question here. We've got a list management meeting this week. We brought it forward by a couple of days just to get our heads around what's going on. So we'll have to work our way through that.
How have you rated Giles this year in Hawthorn?
Oh, we've been pretty happy with Gilesy. Yeah, he's come across as a backup for us, and he's more your number 1 ruck. So that's probably been the reason why we've been toying with the second ruck has been a different player. But he's had great attitude, and he knows his role. He knows why he's here, and I thought progressively he's got better as the year's gone on.
You played Tom Lamb in the centre square for a little bit. Jamie Graham played Tom in centre square for a little bit last week, and then Mitch Brown went in. Was Lamb in that? Was he in that mix, or was that just the way?
Probably not as a ruckman. No, he's developing nicely for us. He's probably more of your running high half forward than a key position at the moment with his size, and I won't be putting him in the ruck.